G'day, welcome back to another episode of TOGL. Well, this is one of the other projects I've been working on. You've seen me over the past several months and others doing work on this deck. The final piece is, well, it's not the final piece actually, but one of the next pieces is to get these surrounds put in. So I've done the side there. This one here is a gate that goes into the dog run. This one here is another gate for heading out to the front. Makes a world of difference. It's so much better and it looks really good too, but I've still got another 3 sections to get done. So I thought I'll show you how I'm building these sections. This is all made out of Tasmanian myrtle that I've milled on the block. So let me show you how I'm putting all of these together. So this here is one of 10 pieces that I've got that I'll use for the surrounds. Beautiful piece of myrtle. So what we're going to do is I need to route a groove in this for those vertical planks to go into. So what I'll do is I'll just clamp this down . And then I'm going to use a router to put the groove in. I'll show you how that works. Okay, so this is my router. It's got the correct bit in there, which is I think it's about an 8mm or a 10mm piece. And what it'll do is it'll cut a very nice square groove right down the center. What I need to do is put this jig on so that I do cut along the center. You just drop that in there. Okay. Now that adjusts, so I just work out where my center is. I get that adjusted and then I'll be good to go. So I'll just get that adjusted, ready to go, and we'll continue. Okay, so I've got that adjusted the right distance off. You'll notice that whenever I make adjustments, it's not plugged in. That's for safety reasons. So I'll get this plugged in now and we'll get started. There's one done, 9 to go.
And I'll have to show you the assembly on next week's video, because right now I've got to go and meet the plumber.
Well, the concrete's got here the other day. They've pegged everything out and now my plumber's down here and we're going to start marking out ready for where the pipes need to go. Well, right on dark last night, it started to rain. I had to pack up because it was getting dark anyway, but then the rain kicked in as well. And then one of the screws came out of the lever on the backhoe. So 3 things in about 2 minutes. It's like, yep, pack it up, get some dinner. Anyway, it rained all night. We had 50 mil of rain overnight. Everything's just a little bit soggy down here. It's now just after midday and the sun's come out, so I thought I'd better come down and do some more. But yeah, look, you can see there's a lot of water hanging around at the moment. But I thought that my holes would be full of water. I came down to clean them up a bit. And that one's actually not full of water. This one's definitely full of water. So yeah, I need to clean all of this out and get all of this water out. So I'll get stuck onto that. Probably won't take too long. Just clean that out with the shovel. Make sure that water's flowing through, which is kind of good in a way too, because it gives me the angle. I know that from one point to the other, if the water's flowing down, I know I've got an angle on it, which is great. So in a way, that's actually going to work out really well. But I'm just going to quickly get that done now. I won't bother showing you. You saw me excavating yesterday. I just thought I'd show you that it has been quite wet. And then the plumber's due to come in tomorrow morning and put the pipework in. So that'd be really cool. I'll definitely film some of that. So if all goes to plan, the next thing you're going to see in a second is going to be the plumber putting pipes in.
We'll get to that in a second. First though, I thought I'd just show you a little bit of the area around our build site from the air with the drone.
Well, it's Sunday morning and it's a cold one. It was frosty this morning. Hasn't rained since about lunchtime yesterday, which is fantastic. So the plumber will be here very shortly. I've finished off all of those trenches yesterday afternoon, as I'd said. Got them all drained out. So we're ready to put the pipes in. So yeah, very excited about that. Get the pipe work in, then I can call the concreters and get them to come out and finish boxing up, ready to have the slab poured. Anyway, we'll get onto that, and then this afternoon I'll be doing some more fencing. Cody did pop up and help me for an hour yesterday. We got a little bit of the fencing put up, but yeah, I need to keep cracking on with that and get that done, because next weekend I'll be going to pick up the animals to go into that pen.
And with the plumber on site, he started laying out all the pieces like a big jigsaw puzzle, ready to get into the trench and start putting it together. This trench is for 2 en-suites.
Yeah, as soon as the rain comes in, we sort of all start to think of the
And as you can see, Mitch and I are working really hard. Don't worry, our time's coming.
you for back.
What's that?
That might do you for going back.
Yeah. We go now? Yeah. And that's all the plumbing done for today. The plumbing that we need done before the concrete can go in. So what we got, this is where the 2 en-suites will be. So basically that's like shower, basin and toilet, or it might have been basin there and toilet there, I can't remember. And then as we come around here, we've got the next one will be, that's the other shower. Now obviously these heights are way out higher than they need to be. What will happen is once the concrete guys come in and they set all their levels, these pipes will all get cut off at the height they need to be. Basically that whole dish needs to be sitting at the slab level. So we'll trim that pipe down, push that down. The others can be cut off later, and that foam is what the concrete will go up against, that green foam, because the concrete's not allowed to touch the pipe for some reason, so they wrap that foam around it. Now what they've done is, if we come over here to the end, that's a big plug that's in there to seal that pipe up, and then the pipes are full of water, and that's just to do a water test. And you can see that whilst there is crusher dust down there to hold the pipes in the ground, hold them down, the joints are exposed, because that's when the inspection happens. They'll come and look at those joints and make sure that no water is leaked out of those pipes as well. Once they've done that inspection, then these trenches can be fully filled in. So yeah, really good to see the pipes in there. And then the kitchen is over there in the corner, so that pipe there, that's for the kitchen sink. And again, they've got clamps in them and they've got water in them, even though they're small. That one doesn't. Oh yeah, it does. There's the clamp, there's the, of course, because I filled it. Yeah, but there's the little plug in there. Now the other reason too that we want that is that we're expecting more rain tonight, and should the trenches start to fill with water again, they shouldn't, because I've got that trench going all the way down the back and right over to the back there. So the water should drain out, but just in case something happened and those trenches filled with water, we don't want the pipes floating. So the pipes are full of water, and there's extra crusher dust holding it down too. So yeah, awesome to see this level of progress happening. Oh, we got a beautiful morning this morning. It was a little nippy, although we didn't have a frost, so that was good, but beautiful clear skies, and we've got a good day for fencing. Mitch has come up to help me out at the moment. He's just running wire down the bottom. So we're going to do the section from these posts here down to the bottom, where the bottom gate is. I'll show you how we get all that done, because I've shown you all the other stages so far. We've already run some wire out. Cody came up and helped me the other day. It was right on dark, so and we were rushing just to get that piece done, so I really didn't film any of that. But I'll show you now about we need to join 2 lengths of fence and then get it all put in, and how we tighten it all up and whatnot. So that's what we're going to do today. Okay, so this is what we do. We wrap the wire around the fence, and then these tags, they go through, and each tag just wraps around on its equivalent one. So Mitch is trying to do that. It's easier if I'm doing it from this side though. That's all right. So yeah, we get them all down nice and tight. Once we've got them done, then we will pull the fence down in that direction and tighten it up. So that's all wrapped up now around that post, and you can see it's got an apron on it, this one, this piece of fence. So we've got that folded down. Now we'll start to pull that tight. I'll need to cut here because you can see how the apron kicked up. Obviously it can't bend around the post very well, so I'll just put a cut through there and then it'll go around fine. The apron's just so that if animals come in and they try and get under, but they can't because they're standing on the other piece of wire. We'll run that down. I've got another roll that I need to attach to finish it off, and then we'll use the staples to nail the wire onto these posts here. It doesn't take long to start to work up a sweat with the sun on you, and when you're doing a bit of physical exercise, even though the air is cool. So what we're going to do now is I need to get this roll of wire hooked up. The way that I do it, I don't have one of the special unravelers, so I've got a piece of steel pipe. We just roll this out like that. Feed that through, and then I use a strap to suspend that under the bucket. Then I can just drive down backwards and the wire will unravel. And that's how we roll out the wire. And then all we got to do is just stand it up. But I'll show you how we're going to join it together up here. What we want to do here is, I've got this down wire and this down wire. I want to get them together. And then I'll use these long tags to tie it all up. That should be plenty. Mitch just went down to unravel a little bit more off of the roll. From about there. There we go, yep. So see, now I can get these together. Okay. Now. Okay, all right, so I'll pull them together like that, and this one I will wrap around
and then go over the top
like that. Yep.
There you go.
Oh, pliers, please. Thanks.
Yep. Good work.
Yeah.
And then this one, I'll go around the top like that. And then around the horizontal this way. And when we put the tension on that, yeah, that will not come apart. If anything, it'll just tighten on itself even more.
Yeah.
And that way too, what we've done is where there was these big gaps, because the other vertical was here, there's a big gap there, we don't want that, so we just use that as a tie. By putting the two verticals together, we know that we've got the right size squares all the way along. So we just keep doing that. Yep. All right. This is the tensioner. This one's actually a homemade job. My mate Pete made this one. You just take these three off. You've got to make sure that these shackles are pointing in the direction you're going to pull it. I made that mistake yesterday. I had it facing the wrong way. And then, so it comes apart like that. And we want to sandwich the wire in between that. And then we put the clamps back on and clamp it all up tight. And then we can pull from these and just tension all the fence at the exact same time, like top and bottom all nicely together. Now I found that I need to put a really tight bend in that to make it fit in better, but that's not an issue.
Just look at the seat.
Yep. That's better. Yeah.
Bone too.
Hey, what?
A bone.
Oh, there is a bone there. Yeah. Probably a wallaby bone or something. There we go. It's right there at your foot. Just like the other one. Yep. That one can go on the top. Not there. Nope. Hang on. There we go. Yep. Right, now I'll just roll back and take the tension up on that. When the tension's on it, then what we do is we grab some of these staples, nail them onto the timbers, and then we can take the pressure back off.
This was where we joined the two pieces. You can see it's holding strong.
It should be tight. Tight enough anyway. Yep. If I pull that any tighter, that'll actually bend or something, so that's good, thank you. Pull it down to there. And then we'll just start to get our nails in.
Close to a good solid.
Yeah, certainly is. And so with this one, what I'll do is trim this back about there, wrap that around like you saw us up the other end, and tie that off. We've already got a fence along the bottom, which is great. And then that's done.
That again.
Up the top.
No, that one you get to need.
That one. I'll sort that out later.
I see.
I'm still deciding whether I'm going to use that as a gate or not. Or else leave it open. Right.
A bit of tension on it.
Yeah. Right, sorry about the glare with the sun behind, but now that we've got everything tensioned, the last part is just to tie it off to these star pickets. So what I do is I've put all these star pickets in at the exact same height, married up by, I just know one of the holes I've counted is always at ground level. And that's because what we'll do is I use 2 bits of wire. I use one right at the bottom through that bottom hole, and it goes around the spine where that apron bends. And then it just so happens if I do that, that this second top wire will line up with my 4th hole down. So I'll just pop that in through there like that, push that down, and if I put that over the top, it helps push down too. That's another tip, Mitch, with that one.
What's that?
Is that when you put your wire through on the top one, if you have your wire above it and then push down with both hands to wrap around, you're helping push that fence down to the bottom. So that's that one done. Now I've just got to do the bottom one. Well, I hope you liked that one. There was a lot involved in this week's video. There's going to be a lot involved in next week's video too. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you liked it. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Refer it to a few friends. It would all help. Anyway, that's it for this week, as I said. So make sure you tune in next week. It's going to be another big episode. There is so much going on. Until then, stay safe, take care. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys next week. Cheers.